Hey guys, how's it going? I never know what to do for this part. You know, I'm full of admiration for people who can sit here and go, I'm waiting for like followers to arrive, but I can't do it. I just have to talk. Hi guys. Hi. What a day. What a day it has been. Um, Very glad to be here with you guys. I'm not going to beatbox. Like, no one wants to hear me beatbox. I mean, I was going to say something controversial there, like Irish people probably shouldn't rap, but I've heard some really good Irish rappers, including there's a really good movie out at the moment my friend worked on. My friend Kelly worked on makeup. It just did really well. Does anyone know what I'm talking about here? It's about an Irish hip hop group. What's it called? It did really well at the film festivals right now. Has anybody seen what I'm talking about? No. Right. No. I'm gonna see if there's anybody with. Oh, here's Con. Thank you guys. I knew someone would know. Thank you. Thank you guys. Just waiting for Con. Here we go. Hello.
Hello, big boy. How are you?
I'm all right, my love. How are you? This is
Good,
very
man.
smooth compared to last
Yeah,
time.
yeah, but that's because we're in the same continent.
I'm in Ireland, Sheer.
I'm in London.
London, Sheer.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Last
Londonbury.
time we did this, I was in San Francisco.
Can't keep
It's
track
like
of nothing.
San Francisco,
I
love.
know.
Yeah.
Hold on,
So,
let's see if I can get Gypsy. I have to try and find Gypsy now. Let's see.
when's your book coming out? Am I in it?
Um, how do I say this?
Fuck you. You
There is
shifty fucker.
there is a part on Our Flag Means Death. Yes, because everyone's been asking. No, it's worked. Oh my god.
Hi, you two gorgeous.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, really well. You look really. They both look wonderful. I was going to say you look wonderful, but I obviously have to compliment Con as well because beautiful
Stop it,
man.
Kristian. Stop it. Just stop it. Let's just be nice.
Oh, this is such a
Yeah.
joy to see your faces again.
You
Gypsy,
too.
you know, we worked together for nearly 6 months or 4 months, right? And I just did some research and all the stuff that you've done. You're like the most famous person there.
That's very
You've worked
sweet of
on
you.
fucking everything. That's
I think Tiger might be more famous, but thank you.
that you did Wheel of Time.
I did. Yeah.
That's like my current favorite show.
Yeah, it's beautiful, huh? I did season 1. I was the assistant costume designer on that. We had a huge team. That was a really good project. Got to live and work in Prague for a while.
Nice.
Which was really cool. Yeah.
You really love.
Prague's
I didn't know
beautiful,
this.
isn't it, Gypsy?
Say that again, Con?
Prague is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, so beautiful and just the best people. And I just have so many good memories.
Yeah. Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Prague is beautiful. My one cultural takeaway from Prague was that you can get finger food and battered prawns in McDonald's.
Yeah.
See, if you'd had a sherry, you could have got those sentences very wrong.
I may have had a sherry.
And we'd all be like hooting at your battered fingers and prawn balls or whatever. But you didn't, so well done for staying off the sherry.
I may have prawn balls, but you can't smell me, so that's good.
Oh no!
We won't go into
that. Stop.
Okay.
We're just talking away here. We're just forgetting that there's 1,500 people watching us. Hi guys. Right. Never in the history of We John, whatever day it is, have we had so many questions.
Oh really?
I mean, we would be here till Christmas if we do them all. There's hundreds.
Really?
Hundreds of questions.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, and it's really balanced between the pair of you. I think you both have been very popular. Right. Where do we begin?
I'm in good company with that handsome man. Thank you.
Oh, yes, you are.
feeling is mutual, babe.
Okay. I'm going to start off with Gypsy. As
Sure.
a person...
Oh, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here in Australia with my morning coffee. It's bright and early here, so I would only get up this early for you, Kristian.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sitting here with my Mario Badescu Rosewater, which I stole from actually from the set.
Yes.
So I'm sort of missing myself. But anyway, anyone here who dreamt I was a heterosexual now knows different. Anyway, for Gypsy,
Yeah.
as a person who dreamed of being a designer, even having some sketches made by I really should be wearing my glasses, this is ridiculous. What is the first costume thing you remember designing? And do you keep your sketches no matter what it was made or not?
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, these are great questions. Yes, I keep all my sketches. So I've got a storage unit just full of crazy amounts of storage sketches from the dawn of time, from ever since I was drawing. And let me think, my first one. Well, when I was a kid, I would just sit and draw all the costumes in movies. So I've still got drawings that I did when I would sit and watch like old Marilyn Monroe movies, and I'd just sketch out everything she was wearing, and I've got piles of those. And then I've got a load of ones that, you know, are from jobs. And a lot of it's done digitally now, which is not as fun, but I've still got all the digital files. Yeah, but I've definitely got like all the old school, like pen and paper. Yeah. I think I only did a couple on Our Flag, and the first one was buttons, like kind of transforming into a seagull. And it was this quick little sketch I did. And on Ewan's last day, I gave it to him. So now he has it.
That's amazing, though. Do you ever look over them? Do you ever like just go back just for retro, just to?
Sometimes, I don't love them as much as I once did, but they are nice to have just for the memory. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But yeah, definitely, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, this is for both of you.
Oh.
When you were growing up, obviously we're still growing up. What movie or TV show had the greatest impact on you?
Oh, go Con.
Starsky and Hutch. Yeah. 100%.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I still, Gypsy, you might be able to help me with this. I still have never been able to find a Starsky cardigan. You know the white and black checked one with the big collar? Couldn't find. I've never been able to find one.
I know,
but I have.
We should probably make you one.
And let's do it. I have been able to find Starsky leather jackets.
Yes.
Which I've got. But I just loved the bromance of it.
Yeah.
And there was a sensitivity to it that I hadn't sort of experienced before from a male-driven cop show. You know, they were kind of
Chips.
Chips was after.
Oh, was it?
Starsky and Hutch,
yeah. Chips.
Chips was after.
Starsky and Hutch was the first time it was.
Original.
Okay.
Yeah, Starsky was the original. Chips followed on from it. Because then there was a bit of a craze of like the 70s cop shows, but Starsky was the original.
Yeah, Starsky and Hutch. I just loved it, and I always wanted to drive a red and white striped Torino, which you couldn't really get in Wigan.
Funny that.
Oh yeah, same in Australia.
Yeah,
you could have had a Metro.
Yeah. There was a spate of people driving Fiat Unos around, and they'd hand painted the stripes on the side. But yeah, Starsky and Hutch. What about you, Gypsy?
Oh, too many. I'm such a pop culture nerd. I mean, my whole childhood was just like Bugs Bunny and Muppet Show, just constant loop. And then old MGM musicals just made a huge impact on me. So anything from like Singing in the Rain, American in Paris, all of those big, epic, colourful, you know, just delightful movies that made no sense but just looked heavenly. And then but yeah, so they were like, that was like my youth and growing up. And then I suppose in my teens is when I started discovering things like John Waters movies. And then I became quite obsessed with anything in that queer genre. Yeah.
Once I got taste, once I sort of developed taste, my taste broadened considerably, but just purely for pop culture.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear the theme tune now, I still get
goosebumps. Yes. Well, for me, it's Rainbow Connection, Muppet Show. Then.
Okay. Cool. What about you, Kristian?
Wonder Woman.
Of course. There's not even a debate, is there?
No.
Do you still have your Wonder Woman outfit in your wardrobe?
It's a bit stretched. I mean, my goddess bands don't fit me anymore. Don't we all have that problem? My mother and I used to play. This was the game. Mum, you can read this in my book. God, what a ham! My mum and I used to play Wonder Woman every day. And you can ask her if you ever meet my mother. I had her completely tortured. I would be Wonder Woman, obviously. Not dressed up, but I had a hula hoop of truth because I couldn't find a rope. So I had a hula hoop of truth. And Mum would be a police person. I don't know why. And she would lock me up on the stoop of my house, and it was an imaginary cell. And she would go off. She would go off and do something. And you probably can't guess. And I would do the whole spin, and then would obviously end up in a massive fist fight, like beating each other around the garden with the hula hoop.
So we've literally just explained to everyone how we ended up in a queer show, really.
How did we?
All three of us.
How did we end up where we ended up?
Yeah.
There was no hope.
No hope, really.
We had
no hope. No hope. Who wants hope?
You know, one of my other favorite ones that I just remembered as well, which was a British show that was my favorite, was The Young Ones. That I watched that a lot as a kid. Yeah.
It's enormous.
Oh.
Well, Blackadder would be another one for me. We could do this all night.
I loved it. For me, the greatest comedy of all time is Fawlty Towers. Just of all time.
So good.
Brilliant. And
they only did 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Lucky number 2.
Just the most genius. Anyway.
Do you remember a show called Blot on the Landscape?
Yeah.
David Suchet, who played Poirot.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
His Poirot is the best Poirot of all time.
Yeah.
Because
I love that show.
Because he's succinct and he's unemotional and he absolutely nails the character in the books. He's a wonderful actor, David Suchet.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Brilliant.
2 very different parts.
That was a great question. But we could. That's obviously a side interview we need to have where we'd like to.
We can talk about
all our favorite movies.
Yeah.
Could go on for hours.
For Con, any chance of you returning to Broadway?
Yes. I don't know when. I don't know what in.
Yeah, but there's always a chance.
There's always cats. Yeah. But I was there recently filming something, and I went to see some shows and really got the bug again.
Yeah.
I haven't done theatre for a long time, but I've really got the bug again. So
that'll be amazing.
Oh
yeah, I'd love to.
I'll come over and see it in a heartbeat.
You're on. Starsky and Hutch, the musical.
Correct.
Not a bad
then
idea.
You get multiples. We make multiples of the cardigan, so you take one home, one to the stage.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not joking about the cardigan. I am going to be ringing you.
Oh my god.
Yes. So yes, the answer to that yes, but I don't know when.
Okay.
And only if I can bring my dog.
Oh.
Your dog's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm just downloading. I'm not downloading. I'm opening Discord here, but it's bloody updating.
So
we'll go back to another. Yeah, no, we're going to go to a different question here.
I'm loving this mohawk of yours, Kristian, as well. These are I like the black on the ends. I like the mohawk you got going.
Thank you.
Yes, hot.
Thank you. On. This is the technical problems that happen every week. It's always my fault. Oh, here we go. No, it really is. Let's see. So many questions.
Someone just wrote a remake of Cats, but with a dog, just
Yeah.
called Dogs.
Dogs.
Didn't they do a musical?
Let's just never talk about cats again.
Yeah.
Right, so if you guys, you can't see what I'm doing here, but I've got my two fingers, I've got my scrolling fingers. That sounds weird, but I'm shut up, Con. I am flicking.
You just write them yourself.
I know.
You just ooze filth.
Put them on a platter.
It's perpetual filth.
I'm literally skimming through the questions, and whatever it lands on the pointer, I'm asking.
Okay, go.
Right.
Go.
Right. Oh. It's not a question. It's a comment for Con. I'm literally doing this. Whatever it lands on, I'm asking, guys, because there's just so many questions. Shut up. Comment for Con. I listened to La Vie en Rose so much when it dropped that my 9-year-old will hum or sing it to calm down. How nice is that?
That's nice.
Isn't that?
So beautiful.
Yeah, using the song to calm them down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
Having heard it on set for 8 days, it has the opposite effect on me, but anyway.
Yeah.
You're joking. You're a talented MF, you know that. That was a lovely day. It really was.
The best. I've told this to people before. I had no idea that you could actually sing, and then we were on set, and I was like, Izzy's gonna just start singing. It's gonna be great. And then you sang, and I was just like, I had tears in my eyes. It was beautiful.
It's a very beautiful song,
and you do it so beautiful.
And when David asked me to do it, I was in Wellington filming the Time Bandit show, and David called me and asked me to sing it, and I've said this before, I'd never in a million years thought that would be Izzy's song, but as soon as he said it, I couldn't think of any other song that suited Izzy more. And for many reasons, but just the whole history of that piece, that song, the whole story of PF, it's very Izzy. These lost, broken people. David's a fucking genius with music. He really is.
Oh, he is. Yeah, we actually talked about that last week. He really picks songs that you wouldn't expect. And yeah,
beautiful taste. And even on set, just playing us, his mixes, his playlists on set, between takes, I'd be like, yeah, that's a great tune.
Yeah,
good.
I love that. I love music on a set. It really
Me too.
Yeah. Me too.
For Gypsy, I'm gonna meld these questions together. It's about Ed's. It's about Ed's costumes. So first of all, can you talk about Ed's necklace? How was it made, and what was the symbolism of the pearls?
Ed's necklace. Well, I've got a theory with all the costumes in the show, which was if they're wearing it, they've stolen it. So, we always had like stolen rings and stolen jackets and shirts and alike. And Ed was wearing, his leathers, his classic leathers, because it was so iconic. And I was just like, what little things could I add to this that he's stolen from? So one of them was, from the depths of the ocean, maybe a string of river pearls. And then rather than have it look like, like a classic set of river pearls, we sort of made it with a bit of gold metal in it and spruced it up ever so slightly. So that's where that came from. And anytime you see him with like a random earring, he's stolen it. And then he loses it the next scene and, might gain another ring somewhere. And so that was what was really nice about all of your costumes, is that I could add little elements like that.
Yeah, you had a story behind everything. I mean, if there wasn't a reason for something, everything had a reason to be there, and I really loved that. You know what I mean?
I like your necklace.
It was actually, I mean, I'm just going to blow smoke up Gypsy's ass. When I came in for the fittings for the second season, and I've always been very specific about costume, and because we'd already done one season, and I always felt that Izzy only ever wore that one thing.
Yeah.
He was never somebody who would add or detract, and Gypsy had some ideas, and some of them I kind of wasn't sure about, but the level of collaboration you brought to that process, I've never experienced anyone so open to collaborating in the way you did, and it was a joy to it was a joy because you really knew what you were doing, and you really knew the characters you were dressing. You'd really done your homework, and B, you didn't make any of us feel like we were being precious or actory.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. It was everyone in New Zealand was exceptional. Every single one of you.
It's important to me because I wasn't in season 1, so you have developed this character, and to me, character is so important. That's why I do what I do. And so when you come into my fitting room and we can talk through ideas and sort of go, what about this or what about that, or where did that come from, and give it a backstory. That I love that collaboration. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So,
but it's quite rare, to be honest. So thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And Christine, you're a great kisser.
Christine, oh thank you. This is my alter ego. My alter ego for this evening.
I know, I'm just being kind because it's the last one.
Next week's the last one.
Oh, is it? Oh, fuck you then.
It's David. Like,
is it?
The only way is up, babes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. Yeah, can't argue with that.
What we talking about? Someone asked me last week about.
I was going to say, like, along those lines, that it was the same theory with what I gave to Izzy, which was, he'd stolen a belt with a sword on it, so all of a sudden you had a belt. Yeah. And when you're at the markets, and everybody came back with flowers that they'd stolen from the markets, that's where your little, tiny little flower for with your chain came from. You would have just pinched off somebody.
That.
Yeah. So stolen goods was a rule. Yeah.
I don't know if it's my background in drag or just being a big gay man, but every production I've worked on, I find I bond with the wardrobe people, the makeup people, the hair people. Those are my people.
Yeah.
And I just love being in your office, and
that was
like
happy.
one of my favorite parts of the show. Honestly, just coming in there, and all the people you work with were so lovely as well. Oh my god, that's one of the saddest things about not getting the season 3 for me, is not seeing everybody again. Seriously, that's the saddest thing. Yeah. Honestly. Anyway, moving swiftly on. For Con and Kristian, that's me.
That's me.
We see Izzy. That's me. I'm literally reading these as I read them, so this could be something terrible. We're ready for this, right? For Con and Kristian, me.
If you see the word penis, stop.
Or continue. We see Izzy dressed up with wee John. Was there a whole scene or any lines said that wasn't put in the scene? Yes.
Yes.
The best parts.
We filmed that scene with me and Kristian doing the makeup, and it was cut to about half. But I remember we ended with a line that Izzy looked in the mirror, and it was the 2-shot that you see with the two of us looking in the mirror. And the end of the scene was Izzy just saying quietly, "Make me pretty."
Yeah.
And I don't know if they needed that, because you did make him pretty, but I felt kind of his transformation was, and we've talked about this quite a lot, about that under no circumstances were we ever going to make it comical, or were we ever going to treat it with disrespect. And the revelation for me was in the moment doing that scene with you, Kristian, because that was our only real scene together in the entire 2 years.
Yeah.
That I heard myself say, "Make me pretty," and knew why I was saying it, and knew why Izzy wanted it, because he was transforming. He was coming out. That was his coming out moment.
It was lovely.
And and I'd love to see
what better person to look after you than wee John.
Absolutely. and that's kind of the joy of the second season, was for me, was people landing, because I don't think all the regulars got a fair crack of the whip in the second season, but they all landed moments that were beautifully scripted and beautifully played, and that's the richness of this show, is that there were real fucking moments. The genius of these writers, just moments of utter love and joy.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
Oh yeah, it was lovely. I was just sad it didn't make it. The whole thing didn't make it into the show. But for all three, what's your favorite type of cake?
Ooh.
Oh.
Mine's Black Forest. Everyone knows mine's Black Forest, so I say this every week for some reason.
So this is going to be a debate. I'm going to say cheesecake, and everyone's going to go, "It's not cake, it's not cake." But fuck off! It's got cake in the title. It's cheesecake.
Well, what's your take on Jaffa cakes?
It's a cake.
Okay. Okay.
That's, I'm not even going to debate it with you, Kristian.
Yeah.
But I didn't say I did not give my standpoint on it. You're just assuming.
I know you well enough to know you don't think Jaffa cake's cake.
Clearly, you don't.
I do, because you're going to sit there and you're going to write something in another book. You're going to write an epilogue to your tome.
No, I don't have enough on you for a pamphlet. Never mind a book.
I love Jaffa cake.
What's your cake, Gypsy?
I have to go with an Australian answer, otherwise all my fellow Australians would be upset with me, and I'll say Lamington.
Nice.
Have you had Lamington?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna stick with cheesecake. Cheesecake.
Yeah, stick to it. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, stick to your guns.
I mean, is there a bad cake? I think they're all good.
I'm not going to say which one, but there are some bad cakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. I don't really like tipsy cake.
I like all cakes.
I don't like marzipan.
I don't like marzipan.
I think it's the devil's semen.
There's a good cake name.
Devil's semen.
As someone who's sampled it, it's actually not bad.
Great name for a bar. Devil's semen.
Devil's semen.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a punk band. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right. I'm moving on from this. Gypsy, your outfits are amazing. Tell us something, anything at all, but maybe something small that you think people overlook. A detail that really pleased you when you crafted it. And then I'm going to follow up, so get yourself ready, Colin, with what's Izzy's biggest regret. Gypsy?
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm going to say it's one of your little secret costumes, Kristian. So John, we had that whole lovely storyline that he'd learned to sew with Zheng's crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had told me that your mum taught you how to knit in real life. So I was like, ooh, maybe he's knitted his sweater and all these things. So as your little development came along as, the seamstress of the group, we made you a little pin cushion that is my favorite piece.
I love that.
And it's inspired by those beautiful little pin cushions that you see with all the little China dolls around the edge. But instead of little China dolls, we made it out of Zheng's fabric from her costume, and then it was all Zheng's crew in their little blue uniforms. And then we had the leather maker. It was so beautiful. And the leather maker who made all the belts and all the insane leather pieces that you saw in the show, made this beautiful little strap for it with a hook. And then we had a leather tape measure made for you that we'd indented with little inches and centimeters but they were all a little bit off because you didn't really know what you were doing. You were just learning to be a seamstress.
Very true. very true.
It might be the little pin cushion and measuring tape. They were two of my favorite pieces.
I'll have the little lady you give me. She's in my little Our Flag Means Death memorabilia box.
Aww.
So there you go.
Yeah, I love it. I've got lots more, but that's one of the top of my head.
I love it. So Con, does he have any regrets, do you think?
Yes. It's a great shame we didn't do season 3 because the Emerald Ring would have got its story told. And I'm not going to tell it here, but there is...
That's a bit cruel.
The regret is that he never allowed himself to fall in love completely. He always stopped himself from falling in love. And he would have been a great love, Izzy, but he couldn't ever release himself enough to do that. So I think that's a great regret. And I think it's made more extreme by seeing Ed falling in love and how that, complicated as it is, changed Ed. So, yeah, that he wasn't able to fall in love is his great regret.
Well, now you've just broken everybody's hearts.
Yeah, everyone's crying all over the world.
All over the world, I can hear them sobbing.
From Australia to...
I will write a book called The Emerald Ring.
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Is it an Irishman you met once upon a time?
Yeah.
An Irishman.
Yes. My Emerald Ring, starring Kristian now. Yes, that's his biggest regret.
Okay, that's lovely. I'm very sad. Gypsy.
Yes.
Jim and Frenchie have had 2 big new looks in season 2.
They did.
What was the thought? What was the process behind their Blackbeard crew costumes? The new looks they've had after Steed as captain again, and the change between the 2.
I mean, it was pretty simple. It was that Blackbeard kidnapped them and tortured them, and it was their darkest period, and he'd stripped them of everything that they had once known, and he'd made them into a pure evil pirate motorcycle gang, really. So we took everything away, and then, you know, just fully Mad Max them up like we did with Ed, you know, and made him so they were part of the gang. He's just basically like, you're going to wear this, and he's taunted them into, you know, into what they're going to wear. And of course, you know, there's the overlayer that is they just have to look really fucking cool. So hence, you know, we stole, you know, Frenchie stole like a Jimi Hendrix type jacket and embroidered the back with a cat on it and metal, and you know,
that jacket
somehow Jim found like harness braces. So I just did that flip of just like they've been tortured and they've been stripped of all their character and made to be in a gang, essentially. And again, it would have been all sort of stolen pieces. And you see, like in Jim's costume, with like a whole lot of rope that obviously we would have found on the ship, and utilize that to bring in all these great silhouettes and give it a whole new look. But then as they go along, you know, they don't. Our pirates never got like full head to toe new costumes. Again, it's that, you know, the theory of having stolen something. And so it was more like they just got rid of pieces and then introduced newer elements as the show developed, and then they became like their own selves again.
That's amazing. I loved their costumes. When I first saw them, I was so jealous.
I bet you were.
I was, yeah.
You're like, why didn't I get to be in Blackbeard's gang?
But I learned that I learned to love that jumper. My God, I loved that jumper. I was so in love with it.
Yeah, it was beautiful on you.
So, some of the guys have made some really great replicas of it. Like, I mean, like spot on.
I just adore seeing all the cosplay community and anybody who's making costumes. I see it all and I watch it all, and people send me things and they tag me, and it's just so beautiful to watch, because they've really like taken the craft of what we spent so long to do. You like your jumper that took like 3 weeks for one person to knit it, and the fact that, you know, people are spending their own time re-knitting it to get it exact.
I know.
Is just I mean, that love and that dedication is just so.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. I've
never
had it before on any show I've worked on. I've worked on some popular things, but this is something else, and I love our community so much.
Yeah, the cosplaying is another level. It's fucking insane.
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like that the episode with Minnie Driver, you know, as Anne Bonny, that came out within an airing, it cut to 1 hour later, and this incredible woman had made the leather corset, the shirt, the necklace in 1 hour, just out of things she had around the house, and put up a poster, you know, a poster of it. And I was just like, oh, are you serious? My God, this is incredible. How
they had Izzy's leg within minutes. They had the unicorn leg within minutes. I think we did. Was it with New York Comic Con? We were just as the 6 had dropped, and they had the leg. And it was just.
And there were a few calypsos as well, and it just happened.
Blowing how quickly the calypsos were. It was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And
And then don't
so,
forget like all the little dolls that then turn, like I've seen so many knitted dolls and
honestly,
other little,
yeah,
it's like, it goes beyond humans and into like other little puppets and just,
yeah.
it's so beautiful.
Have you guys ever cosplayed?
No.
I mean,
I
I do Halloween
didn't
every
know
year.
anything about cosplay till this show.
Really?
I had no understanding of cosplay. I mean, I'd
Okay.
seen pictures of Comic-Cons with people dressed as Spider-Man, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I'd never come across the idea of the kind of cosplaying we had with our show and the absolute love of the design. And then when I was in London, I had people coming up to me dressed as Joe Meek in the movie I made called Telstar and other characters I've done years and years and years ago, and it's extraordinary. I fucking love it. I think cosplay is
like,
an
is there a better
extraordinary subculture of creative genius. I really do. And the drag shows that the show is inspired is phenomenal. I just fucking yes.
Yes, fucking yes.
Good on you.
I've cosplayed in my time as 3 different people, all tall versions of them.
So Wonder Woman,
no,
Wonder Woman's mom,
no,
and Wonder Woman's mum's
that wasn't a
best friend.
cosplay. That was
Okay.
that was character forming. Darth Maul.
Right.
Oh, good.
Interesting.
It's on Darth Maul. Dracula. Obviously, I'm a goth. I can't help myself. And this is the one that's Helen Slater's Supergirl.
I do.
Yes,
You know, I can see that.
yes,
But here's a little bit of a
I
tidbit
did
for
not
you.
pass. I mean,
Here's a
it's
little
monstrous
tidbit.
Supergirl.
And I won't say this. I wouldn't say this in public. So it's just between the three of us. I auditioned for the voice of Darth Maul.
No.
Yeah. I got quite close to it.
Oh.
So I saw his scenes before the special effects were in place. So I was just had to come up with a voice.
Incredible.
Yeah. A long time ago.
It's so weird. You know, I auditioned for I don't know if we should tell people this stuff, but maybe where Tyga saw me first, I don't know, but I auditioned for Ragnarok for Thor, the part that Carl Urban played.
Really?
As Scourge.
Amazing.
Wow.
I think they kind of freaked out because I realised what it was. Do you know the way the big auditions, they don't tell you what it is?
Yeah.
I'm a big Thor fan. I was just like, this is Thor. You know, so I think I kind of freaked him out a wee bit.
You've never cosplayed as Thor?
No. I love him too much.
Hammer.
Oh, my hammer is plenty big. I could produce a very large hammer. I wouldn't have to walk very far.
You've upset my dog. My dog's trying to leave.
Yeah, well.
The filth is just gone too much, Kristian.
If there's a dog in the world that has seen filth, it is that poor dog.
Look at the innocent baby.
Oh,
yeah.
Darling.
He's saying help me behind those eyes. Adopt me. He's really beautiful, Con.
He's a gorgeous boy, isn't he?
He's gorgeous.
Gorgeous
yeah.
boy.
My dogs are all in bed or I would get them.
Every time I'm away, I get home and he goes mad for about 2 minutes and then he ignores me. Literally turns his back to me for like several days. He walked into the room, walked up to me and then just turned his back to me.
He's huffing.
He's huffing, yeah. Do we have any more questions?
I've got about 1 million. Right. This is from a fan in Korea.
Here, okay. From Korea.
Yeah. When you were portraying Izzy, how old was he in your mind? And does Izzy have a heart tattoo on his right hand? And if so, what colour is it?
He was always my age. I never envisioned Izzy as being his real age, which was 16 or 17.
What?
Yeah, Izzy died quite early, as he was like...
The real Izzy?
19, yeah.
I keep forgetting this is based on stuff.
So...
based on history, Kristian.
I know.
He didn't have a heart. No, he had a spades, as in the ace of spades tattoo here. But he didn't have a heart. No. Did he? No. There is a tattoo that none of you ever saw.
Oh, I love that.
Which I will... Deb's the brilliant... my makeup designer, Deb's, we came up with the name of somebody in Izzy's life that was all attached to the emerald ring, and we had it tattooed on his wrist every day with some cut marks, scabs, scars, and we were toying with the idea of revealing it towards the scene with Izzy's death, but we never got to do it. But that was the only tattoo you never saw. That and the lashes on his back, which I don't believe you saw very clearly
Tramp
in episode 5.
I'd say
Izzy's tramp stamp. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's his mark of passion. Yeah.
Oh.
What is your advice, Gypsy, for a costume designer who is in a place where there isn't a lot of opportunity for costume design roles?
Great question.
That is a great question. You actually, I heard the beginning and the end of that, and you cut out in the middle. Can you say that again? Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's all right. What is your advice for a costume designer who is in a place where there isn't a lot of opportunities for that type of role?
What would be my advice? I mean, I only know what I did, and I'm from Australia. We've got a good industry, but it's quite small, and I always envisaged, working on wonderful big projects. So I came from a small town and took the opportunities that were nearby. So whether it was like classes on weekends or doing work experience on anything that was in town, and just kind of offering up my services, to whatever was going, to be a part of an industry that I adored. So that was how I started. And, I'd come in at a level of sort of making cups of tea and sweeping floors, and then once people see that you're dedicated and you have that little bit of passion, huge amount of passion, you can work up and up and up from there. But there's so many wonderful like online courses as well. So I feel like if you're in a place where it isn't accessible, you feel like you could find your community online and do things like this, like have a live chat with people, or and just find like local things. Like I know that there's a whole lot of like sort of like life drawing classes or things in smaller towns where you could access and find those people that love illustrating, or you might find like a knitting group or something where you could all get together and knit Wee John's jumper. But I feel like if you put yourself out there and like find, and it doesn't have to be like a big community, it can just be like a couple of people that like sometimes I'll go to like a museum with 2 friends and we'll all take our sketch pads and just walk through a free museum and draw statues or paintings or sculptures, and all because we love character and shape and texture and art. So that's one thing that I think you could do for like free with not many people. But if you found, just find your little community of makers and creators and share your passion. That's what I would do.
Yeah. It's lovely to see how passionate you are about this. I mean, it's so infectious.
Thank you.
Isn't it though? I mean, I want to go and make something. Let's see.
I do. I love it. I always just thought if I could make a career out of being creative and the end result being a film, that to me was like the dream as a kid, and I feel like the show that we created was so filmic. We talk about it being seasonal, but I like to think of it like a feature film, and those episodes bunched together could be just one big grand feature film that we all made, that were the things that inspired me as a kid and a teenager.
I love that. Is anyone reading anything at the moment?
Book-wise?
Yes. Or each other?
Reading each other. Reading the room.
Yeah, reading each other. I just want to jump in on the back of Gypsy's answer there, which is I was at a memorial last night for a friend of mine who died at the Palladium in London, and Bradley Walsh, who's an actor comic over in the UK, was comparing it, and the audience was full of theatre people, and lots of well-established theatre people, but obviously quite a few young just starting out, actors and singers, because Bill produced a lot of musicals, and Bradley said the one bit of advice to give to actors is the easiest thing to do in our business is to give up.
Mm.
And don't give up.
So true.
Yeah.
And
That's
it doesn't
really good advice.
mean, as a designer or as an actor or a writer or whatever, it doesn't have to be how you make a living.
Mm-hmm.
Be creative. And if that's amateur theatre or busking or whatever, it doesn't have to be how you earn a living. If you really, really, really want it, and there's nothing else that you can think of to do with your life, don't give up.
Yeah.
That's
keep
and
doing
I heard
it,
that.
Whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought, it's great advice. I always say to actors, I'm working with young actors, we all have the no. No is perpetual in our business. We live with the no every day. We get rejected every single day. So
all the time.
Reach out for a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, you've already got the no. So what's it cost you? It's cost you nothing.
Yeah.
But reach out for the yes. Because sooner or later, one yes. That's all it takes. And then another yes. And then another. But that first yes, go for it.
Yeah.
Don't be worried about being rejected. You're going to get rejected all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Just
it's a while to get used to.
Yes. Yeah.
It does take a
Well,
while to
if
get used to.
you speak to any creative that works in our industry and you ask, have you ever been rejected? We'd all say 100 times.
Every day. As an actor,
none of us have ever given up.
Yeah,
We
I
given up.
know I'm being rejected every day, not just as an actor either. But it just is. It's the norm.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't my first run at this. I've got close. I'm not saying I'm there. I don't feel like I'm there, but twice before it didn't really work.
Right.
But I just kept going. First time was in drag and it was going really well, and then things changed. It didn't quite happen, and then I did a reality TV show. Probably
which one?
The Salon.
What is the Salon?
Fuck off.
Me and Ricardo.
Look that up after this.
Yeah,
what is that?
I was the most memorable person on season 2. I got voted. I came out in drag.
Okay.
I did it in drag.
Everyone
in
Google
drag.
Kristian.
It's not there. I can't find it.
Find it, Kristian.
Anywhere.
They found everything I've ever done. They'll find it.
I came in 8'2" tall in my platform boots.
Well, I remember seeing the show. I don't think I stuck with it very long. But I've got to. Please, somebody find it.
Though, these were. I mean, I followed some really weird tangents to get where I am today.
Yeah,
and that's what you have to do sometimes.
Yeah.
You just gotta believe in yourself and go for it.
Oh, it's all part of the quilt that makes us,
Of course,
those little bits.
Absolutely.
Of course,
that's a nice way of putting it.
You stop talking about textiles. It's so, oh my god.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that though. I love that. It's all part of the quilt. It could be all part of the cardigan.
How to make an Australian quilt.
All part of the Starskin Hutch cardigan.
There you go.
Every stitch.
Every stitch is a Starskin.
That's right.
Yeah. Good
That's
time.
the name of your book.
Yeah. I still have my corgi Starskin Hutch car, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in the next room actually, but
I'm actually going to see Kristian in a couple of weeks, so you can show it to me then.
Unless something else comes up. No, yes. Very much looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
So right, we'll do a couple more and then we'll wrap it up because we're coming up to an hour and we could do this all night, but
we didn't get the books. Oh, did you say?
Oh, the books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What we're reading?
Yeah.
Can mine be a picture book? I may have ordered the Barbie style book.
Nice.
Which is all the outfits worn on the Barbie tour, and I'm very excited to receive it. That's it. That's
okay. Jonathan.
I've just finished a book called The Reckoning and Mr. Todd's Reckoning, which is a thriller written by a friend of mine, which is gloriously dark and fascinating study of the normalcy of insanity. It's extraordinary. Mr. Todd's
It
Reckoning.
sounds
It's extraordinary.
perfect for you.
It's one of those. Your jaw is constantly dropping because it's terrifying, but he makes it all seem so normal. And yeah, I did a show years ago playing a character called Joe Meek, who was a real guy, and he went horribly insane. And one of the psychologists I talked about reiterated often about the normality of insanity, how really insane people are so normal about it, and this is a study of that. Anyway, and something cool, and I'm reading something cool.
Okay.
Kristian's book. I'm proofing Kristian's book.
Oh, you're proofing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Yes, there we go. That's
For your
exciting.
notes, Con.
Yeah. There's a lot. More of Con.
Be more interesting. You know, I'm going to tell you something controversial here, guys. Hear me out here. I actually read Jordan Peterson's book, not because I agree with him, but because I like to know people's opinions that I don't agree with.
Yeah, that's a really
okay. Fair enough.
I mean, if I'm going to be arguing with someone or whatever, I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to know
absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah, to have the knowledge so that you can have, a conversation.
Yeah,
that's smart.
I think we're lacking.
well said and bad.
The ability to come.
I wouldn't give them the money, but
sure, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's a valid point, but I think in order to have the debates that we need to have, we need to be able to open the door to conversation.
Yeah.
And at the moment, that's not happening.
I didn't enjoy it, guys. I mean, I wasn't sitting there with my hot cup of cocoa, and
you were. Oh, though, Kristian.
Yeah. I was. I mean, I can't help myself.
And your calypso dressing gown.
I just think I've always liked to learn to think different ways, and even if I don't 100% don't agree with it, I just want to know. It's just knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Knowledge is knowledge. Even if
knowledge
it's
is power.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say knowledge is wrong, but
and you can't debate something unless you have a reasonable understanding of both sides of the argument. You don't have to agree with the other side of the argument, or even embrace it, but you have to understand it.
Yeah,
because it's impossible to win the war.
You can't put your head. These days, I don't think we're lucky enough to be able to put our heads in the sand.
No, can't do that. No, can't do that, and nor should we. You know, what's happening to young people now is unacceptable. Yeah. And it is our responsibility to stand up and shout "fuck off" when the bigots are raging. Fuck them. Yeah. I'm too old to give a fuck.
Yeah.
Too old to give a fuck about upsetting bigots. Fuck them.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, we're going to finish with this. Guys, I'm so sorry. There's so many fucking questions. I mean, literally. Not you two. I'm not sorry to you two.
For all the questions. I'm sorry we can't
sorry
get
to these
all.
guys. I wish I could sit all night.
Aww.
Right. One each for you two.
Okay.
If someone was just starting out to get into musical theatre, what single song would you recommend to draw them further in, or which show in its entirety?
Oh.
Say that last bit again.
Or which show in its entirety?
Fuck.
Blood Brothers?
I always say Blood Brothers.
I love
Blood Brothers,
man.
It changed my life, and but Blood Brothers isn't a great. It's a more of a play with music, and Willie's written this fantastic score, but it's more folksy than musical theatre. So I would say if you're desperate to do musical theatre, you can't go wrong with Guys and Dolls. They're brilliant songs, they're character-driven songs. You can make big, bold choices with your depiction of those characters in those songs.
Yeah.
If you want to be more experimental, there's a brilliant new musical called Big Little Things, which is just on in the West End in London, which is extraordinary. And just with musical theatre, when you see a great MT performer, they could be singing or speaking. It's irrelevant because they're doing the same thing with both. Just because you're singing a song does not mean your dramatic narrative is irrelevant. When you sing a song within a musical, you are doing narrative. So make sure you're acting the song, not just hitting the notes with a pretty sound. And when musical theatre is at its best, it is the best theatre in the world, my opinion. But the best theatre in the world is great musical theatre. It's the hardest thing to get right. I've seen many musical theatre shows fall on their arse because they haven't explored it enough. If you have a musical with a good book and great score and great actors, it will be the best night theatre you've ever been to. So commit yourself completely.
Yeah.
And if you're, and this is really important, if you're a chorus member or if you're a swing, you're every bit as fucking important as anyone else on that stage. And if you don't walk on stage with that, every time you walk on stage, every fucking time, regardless whether you're playing the lead or the spear carrier, if you don't walk on that stage with that gift to an audience that you are committing 100%, don't do the fucking job.
Yeah.
Because there'll be somebody behind you who will do it with that commitment. So commit to everything you do, especially with musical theatre. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
That's just good life advice.
Yeah.
As well as
I
musical
think a great musical recently. Have you heard of Anna and the Apocalypse?
No.
It's
Is it a
based in
film
Glasgow.
about zombies?
Yes.
I have heard of it. I'm desperate to see it. I'm going to watch it.
Watch it.
Where did you see it? Where did you see it?
It's on TV. You can watch it on Apple TV.
What's it called again?
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Right, I'll watch it. I'll tell you what, I saw Sweeney Todd while I was over there. And the alternates were on the night I went to see it. And they were the best Sweeney and Mr. Lovett I've ever seen. And I've seen Sweeney 1,000 times. They came on and they fucking smashed it. And that's the joy of theatre for me. I also went to see Merrily We Roll Along, which is stupendous, and Little Shop of Horrors, which is the best show on Broadway. And musical theatre, man, when it's good, it's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, it just fills up your soul.
Yeah, it really does. I kind of wish I've got an okay voice,
You've got a
sweet voice, pretty
voice.
I don't have the range. I don't have the range to do. I've been asked to play Sweeney several times, and I just don't have the range. Just don't have it. There's nothing worse than a really bad singer, somebody who can't sing it, playing that role like that, because sometimes just perfection, man. So I just have to sit and watch Sweeney and go, bugger. But they can't do this.
Hey!
Do you know one thing I can never do, and it pisses me off to this day? People, I can't do it, so I can't show you. Do you know that thing people do with glasses? I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. Yes!
Why can't you do that, Kristian?
Can you do it first? No. Oh, yes, you can. I just can't do it. I can't figure it out in my head.
I didn't even know I could do that.
This is who I am.
Try it, Kristian. Come on, let's do a world exclusive. Come on.
How do you do it? Just slowly.
So, do that with your fingers.
I can't believe I'm doing this on camera.
Yeah.
Right.
And then put your straight fingers under your straight fingers.
Straight
fingers under your chin. So your straight fingers under your chin. And then put them over your eyes.
And you get a lot of chins. So, on my end, you do it. Yeah, you do it.
Well, do you know this is all I'm ever going to see for the rest of my career is pictures of me doing this? That's fucking awesome, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, you look hot.
Oh.
Just think
I'm going to teach.
You
When I come over and see you, I'm going to teach you, and we're going to do a.
I'll just spray myself instead.
Yeah.
With your very expensive perfume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gypsy, I've been down to show you this whole call. I wanted to show you this. Wait till you see this tissue box. You're gonna love this.
Oh, that's hard.
I love it.
I love it too. That's so
cool. You can beat people to death with your tissues.
I love it.
Anyway, I don't know what. I just had to show you that. Anyway, last question for Gypsy.
Yes.
Where am I?
I don't know.
Completely lost. I know. It's all gone horribly wrong. Right. I've lost where it was.
That's all right. We know you're lost.
Oh, here we go. I suppose it's a similar question. Actually, do you know what? It's a very similar question. So I'll think of a different one here, or I'll find a different one.
I'm ready.
Random.
I've just seen somebody write, "What the fuck is going on?" Perfect.
I mean,
story
that's my
of my
life.
fucking life.
Oh, well, that's
We're
my
teaching
the
Kristian
glasses
new
thing.
tricks.
Yeah.
We're teaching you tricks.
Right. Gypsy, this is important apparently to settle a discussion that's been going on for months between some Ed cosplayers.
Okay.
When Ed is the Kraken, he has a long dangly earring.
Yes.
What is that earring? Some say it's a coffin nail. Some people say it's just a piece of metal. And people would love to know what it is, really.
Oh, okay. Well, it was just a very interesting earring that I found in New Zealand that had some power shells in it. And you're right, it does look like a coffin nail. That's what I liked about it. It looked like all the jewelry that we made, including your earring that you had when you did drag, was like this big fish hook. And so I figured like a lot of the jewelry was just elements that they found around a ship. So it does look like a big fat nail, about 2.5 inches long, but inset into it is all these power shells, which in New Zealand, they're sort of like an abalone shell, like crushed turquoise, and they glitter a bit like pearls. So they were like a little bit fancy, but they were still shells from the ocean. Similar to that. Is that an abalone? Yeah. So power, P-A-U-A, I can't remember how you spell it. It's really blue turquoisey, and in fact it was very inspirational for your gown as well, that colorway, like with the aquas and that ocean color. So yeah, it was a New Zealand shell as a little ode to New Zealand. Blackbeard also had a Kraken ring that I put on, dedicated to his father, that was also a New Zealand designer called Nick Von Kay, who I just loved his stuff. I'm wearing one of his earrings now, actually. And yeah, so I just wanted to like put a little injection of New Zealand in there too, because that's where we shot the whole show, and I have a deep love of New Zealand and our flag.
We all do now, I think.
Yeah.
I love
We all
dangly
miss
earring.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
I miss New Zealand so much.
I do too.
Me too. What an adventure we had, and so many good people, and just
the best people.
The best. We had such a beautiful time, and we were lucky. So anytime I had a chance to sort of like inject a little bit of that, I would always take the opportunity. So yes, it is. And I have had people ask for like close-up photos of it, which I don't have, sadly. I'm sorry, but yeah, it just looks like a coffin nail, or a nail from a ship. Amazing. Really, it's like something that's been hammered in and then had little power shells inlaid into it. It's beautiful.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool. I do love a dangly earring.
Who doesn't?
Never got over Lost Boys. Lost Boys was what
none of us got
over
Lost Boys. None of us got over Lost Boys.
Such a movie.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. This is the second last one, and this is one of my favorites so far. So thank you.
Pleasure.
I'm just
Gypsy, I love you.
I love you both, and I'm so chuffed.
Yeah, I love you too, guys.
Kristian, I'll see you soon. I love you.
Let's get a week or two. Yeah, take care.
All of you.
See you next week, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Love you both.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having us.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.